Hello there. Okay, so let's have a look. So the bar graph illustrates the percentage of calorie sources of British men in different age groups. Overall, it can be seen. No, look at the video. Okay, we don't have a conclusion. Look at the course, and it clearly tells you how to structure your task one. Okay, for example, we should have the overall sentence right at the end. Okay, so let's see. Bar graph illustrates percentage of calorie sources of British men in different age groups. Fantastic introduction. That's it. Start a new paragraph. I'll check the overall bit at the end. First, dairy products and vegetables have similar trends, gradually declining as people aged. Good. Around 41% of milk products and 20% of vegetable were taken by 21-year-olds, whereas a quarter of dairy and 15% of vegetables were consumed by 15. Okay, if you write it like this, it sounds as though 40% of all milk products and all vegetables were consumed by 0 to 24 years old, and that's not exactly what we want to say. So what we should have done is started with this, which is the main subject, and we should say 0 to 28-year-olds were 0 to 28-year-old caloric consumption consisted of 40% milk products, 20% vegetables, and let's see. And also, okay, so we're only going to mention, no, we should mention all three. Okay, so we should have said was mainly, so consumption for 0 to 24-year-olds was mainly consisted of dairy representing over 40%, and the others, meat, pulses and vegetables, between 20 and 18%. And then what we do is we group it, which is exactly the skill we need. We need to group things just to avoid listing it one individually. Another point, let's see. So, and it's good to see this comparison, which is really good. All right. Here, that's what I was looking for. A quarter. This is really good that we're using different ways of saying it, but what I want to see is that a quarter, a half, a fifth, an eighth, a tenth, whatever, is all together in one sentence, whereas the numerical percentages are all together in another sentence. You see, mixing them up is bad style. Okay, but well done for using this comparison. So that's how we should structure, that's how we should do the writing. Okay, so let's see. The same products were eaten by over 50s at 15% and 10% respectively. Well done for using the respectively sentence. Good. Secondly, we don't need these markers for your report. We just start with meat is equally, we start with meat. Meat is equally important for both young adults, 0 to 24, and older adults over 50, in which they have consumed 20% each. This is more than double when it comes to middle-aged adults, which consumed exactly 50%. Very, very good. That's a good observation. Well done. We're grouping the information there. That's good. In conclusion, or overall, because it's not a conclusion, overall, as people get older, they were likely to eat less meat and devour is the wrong word, and consume more edible seeds. Why seeds? It's pulses we're talking about. Okay? Anyway, what we should have done, let me just check your overall. We can assume that pulses are consumed mostly by over 50s, while adults, 25 to 44, prefer meat. Also, young people are mostly into dairy products. That's okay. Okay, there's a few improvements. One improvement would be to do, when you were doing the summary statement, is start here, then here, then here. That's logical, okay? And also, we could have noted the exception as well. We could have said, it's interesting to note that vegetables were never figured as a favourite calorie source regardless of age. Okay, for all it is noticeably vegetables were not the favourite of any age group. Okay, because it's kind of like an exception. Each age group had a favourite, but none of their favourites figured vegetables. Okay, so these are kind of the exceptions that are useful to point out. Okay, doing well. Now, I didn't mention it in the other video, but what I want you to do now is implement all the corrections you've heard. Send me back your corrected work, send me back your 2 new essays, send it all back in one email. You're doing really good. Let's keep on improving, and well done for such a detailed error list in this report. That is absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's keep on improving, buddy.